Greg Gumbel, Bill Walton, Hannah Storm back at the Summit in Houston. Are the Rockets down to the last 24 minutes of the season? They trail 57-43. A look at the Miller Lite halftime stats will tell you some of the reasons why. Seattle has been shooting better than 54% in this series. Look at what they've done, 22 for 40 in the first half. Sean Kemp leading the way, 19 points on 9 of 10 from the floor. The bench scoring has been good for Houston, thanks to Mark Bryant, who has 10 points off the bench. They've outscored the Seattle bench 22-7, but it hasn't been nearly enough. Hannah Storm with Rudy Tomjanovich. Hannah.
Thanks, Greg. Coach, you're facing potentially the final half of the season. I know you have the ultimate faith in this team and what they can accomplish. What did you tell them at halftime?
Well, we've got to stop being our own worst enemy. I thought in the game 2 and 3, we handled their double teams very well. I thought we got a little anxious today. And now we're in a survival mode. Every possession's got to be a war. We might have to go out and throw that half-court press on them. But every single possession we've got to fight for. They're
executing their offense so well. Is that a function of what they are doing effectively or a breakdown on your team on the defensive end?
Well, I'm sure it's a little bit of both. But everybody's been talking about their defense, and it has been a factor, but we haven't been able to stop them, and that's been the biggest problem we've had.
Okay, Coach, good luck in the second half. Greg?
All right, Hannah, whatever. Rudy Tomjanovich and the Rockets need answers to some questions, or else this season's over.
Introducing the new Pepsi Stuff catalog. Now, the more Pepsi you drink, the more great stuff you're going to get.
Sure beats the bus.
When we developed our advanced handling and driver control system, we looked to Lexus and BMW. But we didn't stop there. Chevy Blazer with the exclusive driver control system. Even if you never take it this far, it's nice to know it's there.
Yeah. It's all good on the hardwood, remaining calm. My game is tight and the bomb like Sean. Simply on a mission when transition is the game. Steady on the game, it's the man who make it rain. Came on the scene, green at 19. Critics intervened, but I still made the dream. Now the whole world is mine to reinvent, where my skills represent like my name was Sean Kemp. Yeah, you better understand it. This is my planet.
Saturday. These guys hunt people.
The price is $750,000.
But this time, they've targeted a hero.
Yeah.
And now their prey is stalking them. Jean-Claude Van Damme in the network premiere.
How does it feel to be hunted?
Hard Target, a special Saturday movie on NBC. Parental discretion advised.
The defending champion Rockets trying to hold on, to live to fight another day. They had never lost 3 straight before Game 3 of this series, and now are facing a 4-game losing streak in the postseason. You look at the leading scorer, Sean Kemp has been outstanding to lead the way for the Sonics. Hakeem Olajuwon with 11, Mark Bryant off the bench with 10. Seattle Sonics, a club record 64 wins this season. Finished the regular season 64-18 and have won 5 straight in the postseason. Clyde Drexler, one of the Rockets, hoping to turn things around here in the second half.
Clyde Drexler averaging 20 points in this series. He's just got 2 today. Very disappointing and difficult day for a truly great world champion. Obviously that leg has got to be a serious factor. He's the offense. He and Hakeem Olajuwon. You talk all you want about defense. You can beat your head against the wall with strategy. When you're playing against a team as hot as Seattle and playing as well as they are, oh, they had to burn a timeout. No, they didn't even give him the timeout.
Robert Horry on the baseline lost control. Clyde Drexler has averaged 13 points in the first half of this series and just 7.6 in the second. He's going to have to turn that around if the Rockets are going to play any more basketball after this afternoon, and Ori guilty of the foul. That's number 2.
Not a good start for Robert Ori. Hasn't been a good series for Robert Ori, who had fine moments against the Lakers. But it was the last time that the Sonics, or the Rockets, lost a playoff series in Robert Ori's rookie year to the Seattle Sonics.
Kemp.
It was Robert Ori's inability to play in that series because of knee tendonitis that really hurt the Rockets' chances.
Olajuwon open, comes up short on the shot. Mark Bryant starting the second half in place of Chucky Brown for Houston here. Irvin Johnson blocked by Olajuwon, comes back, and Akeem draws the foul now. Johnson looks for the foul and doesn't get it. Irvin Johnson draws his second of the day.
Give George Karl a lot of credit in utilizing his entire roster. He starts Irvin Johnson, who's the 3rd best center he's got. He plays the first 7 or 8 minutes of each half. Oh, that's a terrible pass by Kenny Smith.
And Schrempf off the steal and pass from Gary Payton.
Goodness knows why you would hang a pass out anywhere near Gary Payton's hand. Detlef Schrempf has been magnificent this entire series. Detlef comes from a solid UCLA basketball background. Even though he grew up in Germany, Leverkusen, Germany, most of his early coaches were ex-UCLA and John Wooden basketball players.
Bill, the last couple of years, we know how deadly and devastating the attack of the Houston Rockets has been from behind the three-point line. Today, they are 1 of 14.
And after shooting just 34% in the first half, I mean, we talk about offense is what they really need. Come out, just let it fly and get some points on the board.
Olajuwon in the lane.
But Seattle just keeps running it right back up. There's an offensive foul.
That looks like Sean Kemp, and that's number 3 on Kemp.
Sean Kemp is 3rd.
59-45. Kenny Smith open, top of the key. 3 goes in and out, and Robert Ori is there for the putback. Well, the crowd still has faith in the Rockets.
And they're just down 12. And they come roaring back here.
And Mark Bryant with the hold on Kemp.
The key for Seattle is to keep playing the aggressive offense the way Utah did yesterday. And it's when you get these big leads that it's so very difficult to maintain your focus and concentration. But George Karl has had an answer for everything.
Schrempf. Drexler with the rebound and is going to push it. And take it down the lane. Got the basket and he'll shoot 2. Just rolled off the edge. That's 3 on Irvin Johnson. Sore knee or not, Drexler took it end to end.
When Clyde Drexler is playing this explosive end-to-end game, that's when he opens it up. That's when he changes the nature of the Rocket attack. That's what they didn't have in their first championship run when they waxed the Knicks. Kemp's got some blood on him. He'll have to sit down for a little while. Long-time trainer Frank Furtado will have to take care of him.
Drexler with just 2 points so far this afternoon. Clyde with 28 in the Game 3 loss, 115-112, which the Rockets came pretty close to coming back and at least pushing to overtime.
They've had a chance, a real chance, maybe even should have won the last 2 games, which would have obviously changed the entire nature of this series.
Rockets have it down to 10.
But now it's Drexler on Perkins in the post, a terrible mismatch.
Schrempf. Detlef Schrempf.
That has been the difference. The inability of Houston to close out on perimeter people. Seattle maybe even better than Chicago at closing out defensively.
Ori for three. And Mark Bryant with the rebound. Kenny Smith for three. And they are not falling for the Rockets from long range.
Gary Payton is playing such a disciplined ball game. Very under control, a lot like John Stockton. Not trying to do anything fancy, keeping it right in that triple threat position.
Here comes Drexler again. Ori. And a blocking foul is called on the Sonics. Detlef Schrempf draws his third.
Robert Ori in transition. Klein is not great at dribbling with his head up, but always seems to be able to find the right guy. And when Robert Ori can stroke his shot and get out in the lane, because his set offense, Robert Ori has not been good. His post-feeding passes, which are usually the strength of his game, they've been too slow and too predictable into Hakeem, not helping Hakeem the way he normally does.
Well, Rudy Tomjanovich would like to find anybody who can stroke it at this point. The Rockets 1 for 17 from behind the three-point line. That's just 6%.
Now here's that tough matchup. Who's going to guard Detlef Schrempf?
Sam Perkins. And Drexler with another board.
Just down 11.
Hakeem open out of the corner. 15 for Olajuwon. George Karl says, take your time. Instead, Detlef Schrempf going to push it. Perkins lost the handle and scored.
Sam Perkins has never lost to the Houston Rockets in the playoffs. This is the 4th time he's played them. Played them against when Perkins was playing for Dallas. Oh, that's just terrible offense. Moving wildly but blindly to try to find someone who you don't know is there. But Perkins playing for Dallas beat the Rockets. Playing for the Lakers beat the Rockets. And of course beat
Olajuwon. Oh. There's the Hakeem Olajuwon move we've all come to know.
You got to force shots. You can't wait to get your rhythm.
9-point lead for Seattle. Hakeem has 17. Schrempf, top of the key. Detlef Schrempf was calling for illegal defense. Finally got the ball back and nailed a three.
He makes a three and he's complaining.
And now Gary Payton is talking to the official about it. Meanwhile, timeout on the floor. 6:50 to play in the third. Rockets showing signs of life. We'll be back to the Summit in a moment.
Is brought to you by Budweiser, official sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games. This Bud's for you. By Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. And by Old Spice High Endurance Deodorant. For long-lasting odor protection, now you've got proof, not promises.
Seattle Sonics are wasting a lot of time. Detlef Schrempf here trying to point out that Robert Ori is illegal as the ball moves to this corner. As it moves a little bit there, then we'll stop it right there. But Detlef Schrempf is in the middle of the court. And as long as he's in the middle of the court, this guy can be right here. Make a three-point shot, which he does. And quit worrying about illegal defense. You're trying to go for a sweep here. Make a shot, please.
66-54, Sonics, 6:45 to play in the third. Drexler down the lane, double pumps and scores. They came out of the break. I commented to you, Bill, the Houston Rockets do not look like a beaten team at this point.
Right now, they're playing with that pride, which is obviously what Rudy Tomjanovich appealed to them. That's what the media in Houston was all about this morning. Gary Payton, a rare error jumping in the air to pass.
Shawn Kemp.
Shawn with that heavy Band-Aid underneath that left eye. When he hits jumpers like that, what are you going to do?
Kemp now 10 of 12. Drexler on the drive. Blocking foul called on the Sonics. George Karl puts his hands in his pocket.
Sonics have to maintain their poise here. Houston's making a good push. 2 times ago, Clyde Drexler just takes Hersey Hawkins. and makes a typical Clyde Drexler play. Basically unbelievable and unmatchable, undefensible.
Sonics by 12. Olajuwon for 3. And that's out of bounds. Loose ball foul on Robert Horry.
Loose ball foul is called.
And that's number 3 on Horry.
Good call, a little bit late, but wait to see how the play develops. Akeem, frustrated, has to resort to the three-point shot, even gets shots up attempted. The ball goes out of bounds, so you have to call a foul.
That's a little anxiety on the part of Akeem. You don't want Akeem putting up three-pointers with 12 seconds left on the shot clock.
But he can make a three-point shot. And I think that's what separates him from David Robinson and Shaquille O'Neal.
Payton spins, kicks it out. Kemp out of the side, no. And the long rebound picked off by Payton.
The quickness of Gary Payton. He was well underneath the basket, committed in another direction, and came right back and still beat everybody to the ball.
Payton.
Over Akeem Olajuwon, one of the truly great defensive players to ever play this game.
14 for Payton.
Along with Jordan and Russell, David Robinson right up there.
Robert Horry tries to scoop it home. And now Shrimp outside Hersey, Hawkins, and Mark Bryant with a rebound.
Great. The Sonic forwards are outrunning their counterparts for Houston, and that's what's creating these offensive fast break opportunities.
Horry. And that's out of bounds to Seattle.
Seattle withstood a great run to open game 3 here Friday night. They came all the way back after being blown out in the first quarter. Houston's in one of those surges right now. Seattle can just hang on, maintain their poise, and keep scoring.
Perkins, pass in the lane, is batted away. Loose ball into the backcourt. Shot clock is down to 5. And Payton going to bring it right back down the lane. That's an offensive foul. That's number 1 on Payton.
It's a very difficult call here. At the foul line, Payton takes off. And the replay looked like Mark Bryant did have position. You hate to see guys running underneath a shooter who's jumping from the foul line.
4:15 to play in the third. Sonics by 14.
Seattle's taken Kenny Smith totally out of this game by double teaming him.
Drexler tries to scoop it home, got his rebound and got it blocked. Payton down the lane, scoops it up, he'll go to the line and he'll shoot 2. Kenny Smith says, where's the foul? We'll remind you this Thursday, it's huge on NBC, the season finale of all your favorite must-see TV Thursday comedies and the season finale of ER. Mark your calendar. Plan on watching the season finales on must-see TV NBC Thursday.
Kenny Smith has been a non-factor today. Just 2 points at 27, including 22 in the first half of game 3. George Karl has brought this team so far. And here's a guy, the highest winning percentage in the history of the Sonic franchise. A kinder, gentler George Karl now as he's mellowed all the way to 45 years of age. His winning percentage against Houston since he's been the Seattle coach, 23-6. 23-6 in the 4 years as the Sonic coach.
71-56. Rockets by 15. Sam Cassell, top of the key. Three-pointer doesn't fall, and this one will go against the Sonics. Horry working on the good position down low. Drew it on Detlef Shrimp.
15 foul against the Sonics.
I said the Rockets by 16. I meant, or by 15. I meant the Sonics by 15. And Horry shoots 2.
Akeem encouraging Sam Cassell to stroke it up there to get a good delivery. Robert Horry can't find the range at all. The second halves of these games, these 3 games, have been dominated by this Sonic team. Vincent Askew now in his rotation off the bench. 15 points per game in the first 3 games. A Seattle advantage over the Houston Rockets.
Or he misses 2. Sonics now with Kemp, Payton, Vincent Askew, Sam Perkins, and Nate McMillan on the floor.
And remember what Rudy told Hannah about every possession being critical at the halftime. Rockets squandering some easy opportunities.
Shot clock at 5. Kemp off the baseline out of the corner and got the bounce.
This is probably the most remarkable thing that's happened in this series. The fact that Shawn Kemp has been able to regularly face up Akeem Olajuwon. This is the greatest player in the world with Michael Jordan. And Shawn Kemp has just gone right at him.
Kemp has 23. Michael Jordan coming up next year on NBC as the Bulls take on the New York Knicks in Game 4 of that Eastern Conference semis. Here we have 2:57 to play in the third. Sonics 73, Rockets 56.
Oh, Bill, did I tell you what Patty said that Rachel heard about what Mark said about Patty? Well, Bill, are you listening? Anyway, Patty ran into Rachel, who had run into Mark at a party. So, according to Bill, are you listening to me or to the game?
5 ticks left on the clock. Missiles down by 1. Just a reminder, this game brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. Smith inbounds to Wakeman through the paint. Tomahawk jam. Yes!
All across America, you're there to see us through. Just around the corner, a neighborhood Jiffy Lube.
Jiffy Lube. With 1,200 locations, we're always there when you need us. And we offer Pennzoil.
3,000 miles, you make us smile. America's Jiffy Lube.
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change.
You ever notice the face of your kid on the way to McDonald's? His eyes light up. He smiles uncontrollably. And he just gets so happy. Come on, Dad. Some things never change.
Now McDonald's has a new kind of burger, the Arch Deluxe, with the taste, toppings, and big size grown-ups love. The new Arch Deluxe, the burger with the grown-up taste, also available with bacon.
Of all the things trucks can do, there's one thing that's never been done before. Only Chevy trucks have ever won back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year awards.
The network television premiere. Demi Moore, Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson.
What the truth? You can't handle the truth.
A Few Good Men after basketball tonight on NBC.
Hi, this is Clyde Drexler of the Houston Rockets. I want to wish every mom out there a happy Mother's Day, but especially my mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Nice sentiments, Clyde, which we agree with, and we wish a happy Mother's Day to everyone. And boy, speaking of Clyde Drexler, let's go on up to Hannah Storm. Hannah.
Well, we are here with his proud mother. Clyde is the middle of the 7 children of Eunice Scott Drexler. Now, Clyde told us that you taught him to believe in himself. I guess that's been tested pretty tough in this series. It's been a tough one for the Rockets overall.
Yes, it has been very tough for all of them, I would say. With all the injuries we've had, everything has been like downhill.
What kind of advice have you given your son?
Well, just be strong. Try to take care of yourself in the game.
Are the injuries hurting him more than he's let on? He's so full of pride, and he tries to not tell us about him, but he certainly has been hurt.
Yes, he tries to hide them. Yes, he's very hurt. Besides, his neck is still hurting him, and his ankle is still swollen. Yes, he's hurt.
All right, Mama, well, you take care of him in the off-season, okay? Hopefully it won't come too soon. Greg?
All right, Anna, that's a better medical report than we ever get from Clyde. Well, there's his neck and his ankle, and of course there's the knee. Payton with 6 seconds down the lane, had to throw it up, look for a foul, didn't get it. Back comes Mario Ellie. Drexler, and he traveled. Orlando, a winner over Atlanta today, now leads 3-0. And coming up next here on NBC, the Knicks and the Bulls. Game 4, Chicago leading that 2-1.
Orlando, the only undefeated team in the playoffs, playing spectacular ball, winning on the road. not even giving their opponents a breath of fresh air as Sean Kemp throws one down on Akeem Olajuwon.
You know, Robert Horry reaching in his fourth.
Sean Kemp, who in game 3 had 21 points and 18 boards. This is on Akeem Olajuwon. This is taking a guy, 18. That's the problems he presents. His ability, he strokes the outside jumper on the break in the set offense. That's something that Ewing could not do, David Robinson could not do, Shaquille O'Neal could not do. Yet Sean Kemp has done with regularity in this series.
24 points, 12 rebounds today for Sean Kemp. Speaking of those Houston problems, you wonder about their shot selection. They are just 1 of 18 from behind the three-point line, but on two-point field goals, they're shooting 50%.
Get inside. Akeem's only taken 9 shots in this game. He's only touched the ball 12 times in the paint.
Horry, there's another missed three.
It's another wild shot. And that just frustrates Akeem.
Drexler missed 3.
This is like the days of Vernon Maxwell for the Houston Rockets. Just come out and throw it up and tell Akeem to go rebound.
And Perkins inside. This one fast getting away now from the Rockets, 77-58. And we're under 1:40 to play.
And the Sonic bench standing, anticipating a timeout from Rudy Tomjanovich. Never came.
And Olajuwon with a drive to the basket. 19 for Akeem. Mario Elie calling for some help on the defense in the backcourt.
So many of the Sonic players can handle the ball on the perimeter. This is not a team that's limited by having a non-skilled player on the court. That's helped Akeem and his teammates to 2 championships. But right now, they are just being blasted.
George Karl and Gary Payton having one of those one-on-one conversations where George Karl says, you know, I listen to my players.
That's the relationship that Karl and Gary Payton have. And it goes back and forth. And they are both very excitable, very volatile players. When George was an All-American in North Carolina, you couldn't have a conversation with the guy. He was so on edge.
Mario Elie, and now down low to Drexler. Olajuwon. Push that one up and over Nate McMillan. A minute to play. 14-point difference.
But you saw how difficult that was for Akeem and the Rockets to get any sort of rhythm.
As you know, Kemp followed.
Rudy Tomjanovich told Hannah about how they were going to maybe have to go to the half-court trap here. Seattle has responded perfectly every time. Flash a guy, a ball handler, either Detlef or Vincent Askew into the middle, or a Perkins, and then turned into a 3-on-2 fast break.
Akeem on the drive, had blocked by Kemp. McMillan fouled from behind by Mario Elie. And Bill, you're right. Whenever we've seen the Houston Rockets in their heyday and when they are rolling, they have such an offensive rhythm which just isn't there.
And now we're just seeing guys going one-on-one. And Seattle playing fabulous defense. You hack down low to force him to think about the strip down low, and then somebody else comes from the weak side and knocks it away.
Rockets score almost 103 points a game during the regular season. Against Seattle, they've been averaging 96 a game, and that man just going to take a seat and just wonder what else he can do.
The coach has done his job, and the players have played well up till today. I think on Friday night the spirit was broken, and that sense of confidence that the Rockets, who have won every big game they have played in the last 2 years, just have not found a way to get it done. And now they're just throwing up wild shots, playing one-on-one basketball. And when Akeem is getting dunked on and getting his shot rejected at the other end, that is a bad sign for Rockets.
Robert Horry came away from that call smiling. And McMillan with the steal and leaves it for Gary Payton.
When you turn a baseline out of bounds play for yourself into a fast break layup for the other team, there is no way you're going to win.
Last 12 seconds of the quarter. And Elie for 3. Drains a 3 with 2.1 to play in the quarter. And McMillan finds Kemp, who throws one up and misses everything.
It's the only thing he's done wrong today. It's a half-court shot.
Shawn Kemp has been outstanding with 27 points, 14 rebounds. Hakeem has picked it up, 22 and 5. But as we go into the last 12 minutes, the Sonics with an 83-66 lead. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Afraid of where I'd end up if I went along. Sometimes it's hard to stand alone. I know, because that's what I had to do.
What's keeping contaminated seafood off your plate? Dateline Tuesday.
It's cool having the athletes hang out here at Sports Center. Even the old-timers show up, which can be interesting.
In the old days, we had respect for some. Yeah, Bobby Hall hit me one time right here. Hey, you're not listening. They have the advantage because they can put you in a corner here like this. You're in there digging in real tight, you do this, and you get their attention. If you don't like him again, it's up here. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? The follow-through's like this. When the puck dropped, I hit him here. It was a respectful game when we played it. See, Mommy. Mommy. Okay.
After several years of watching our commercials, you might think owning a Lexus is just a bit out of reach. But thanks to the Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Car Sale, you can actually drive home a top-quality, thoroughly inspected Lexus at a surprisingly affordable 3.9% APR for 36 months. So please, get off the couch, turn off your television set, and come to the Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Car Sale, now through Memorial Day at your local Lexus dealer.
While professional athletes are well off financially, are they morally bankrupt? Tonight.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Back for the start of the fourth quarter at the Summit in Houston. Seattle up 83-66. And for our guest camera person on Mother's Day, who better to have than a lovely lady by the name of Hannah, who happens to be the mother of our own Hannah Storm. And Hannah, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much. And there she is, my girl.
Your girl, our girl.
Yeah, your girl too. And I'll say hi to my sons, Mark and Duke. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers.
You bet. Happy Mother's Day to you.
I want to say happy Mother's Day to my mother, who has given me the greatest life that anybody could possibly have.
Askew off the glass.
Greg, we saw the score by quarters when we first came back, and just another indication of the dominance here in this game. Very tough to win when you don't outscore the opponent in any of the quarters.
Ellie lost it, regained it, put up a bad shot. Wow. Bryant, no good. And the fourth quarter in this series has belonged to Seattle. Askew hit hard on his way to the basket. That's Chucky Brown. That's his first of the day.
The Rockets right now are a disorganized and discouraged group of guys. They've got to play this last 12 minutes with that championship pride and poise and composure that we've come to expect from this great team. When they're scrambling around on defense, double-teaming guys that don't deserve to be double-teamed, when they're playing one-on-one on the offensive end, not looking for their teammates, throwing up wild shots, trying to get it done by themselves. You can see it in their faces. The first surface in the second half of Game 3. Been there today. In the locker room before the game as well.
Because they certainly expected, after the two losses in Seattle, to come back here to Houston and regain their form.
Well, they could make the argument that, hey, after the last 2 years they've been down 0-2 in the second round of the playoffs, like they are this year. Maybe they figured that was too easy. Let's go down 0-3 and try to come back and win from that. But that does not appear to be what's going to happen.
85-68 Sonics.
And the ball movement continues to be so sharp, and guys keep moving, keep running.
Stripped to the ball.
But look, the Sonics, all 5 guys back to deny.
Sam Mack couldn't get it to go down, and back come the Sonics.
Not enough big guys running for Houston.
And Sam Perkins out of the corner for 3.
Sam, who has had such tremendous success in his career, not just against Hakeem and the Houston Rockets, but against almost all the big players he's ever played against.
Sonics with another steal.
Peyton on the break.
And Detlef Schrempf, and got his own rebound and drew the foul. Talk about those 3-pointers. How about game 2? The Seattle Sonics, an NBA record 20 of 27, including 13 in a row, and they are rolling to the next round.
Michael and the Bulls, Patrick and the Knicks. The thrills continue next on NBC.
Just what you need from the coupe that takes your breath away. More oxygen. Introducing the all-new Mitsubishi Eclipse convertible. It has quite an effect on drivers, too. The new Eclipse convertible from Mitsubishi.
Pizza Hut, your triple deckeroni pizza. Shh, baby.
Whoa! Wow! What a pizza!
New Pizza Hut Triple Deckeroni Pizza. 90 pepperoni pieces, 6 cheeses, 2 crusts, 1 hellacious taste.
What day helps your small business grow?
It's Friday. Are you free?
Help your business do more business with Sprint's amazing offer. Friday's free for a full year. So get busy.
Same time next week.
And watch your small business grow.
And do lunch. It's Friday.
And grow. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Friday's free. It's the busiest day of the week.
It's Friday. Are you free?
Only from Sprint Business.
Less than a minute, 16 down. This one is over.
Hey, it ain't over until the fat lady sings.
Hey, wait a minute. That's Larry Bird.
Don't believe it. Believe it.
Bird is in. Bird for 3. Bird dunks.
Bird dunks.
Of course, he's in the zone. What a comeback. When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good. Oh, cue that fat lady. No, 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 no.
Miller, where great taste runs in the family, brings you Miller Moments.
And today's Miller Moment features a game that saw a 3-point barrage. Game 2 of this series, the Sonics set an NBA record with 20 3-point field goals. At one point, the Sonics hit 13 straight, also an NBA record. In recognition of that moment, Miller Brewing Company will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund.
And the record they broke, that 20 3-pointers in one game, that record of 19 set by these same Houston Rockets last year in a phenomenal game up at Utah, game 2 last year. And they're 1 game away for the most 3-pointers made in a 4-game series.
Some of the fans up on their feet with 9.5 to play.
Well, these are terrific fans, Greg, who have seen and experienced nothing but joy, happiness, championship parades.
Shot clock is at 3. Cassell had to force. Terrific defense by Detlef Schrempf. And Peyton down the lane got the foul.
Houston's 52 checking round. Second.
Drexler and Ori checking back into the game. One last surge, down 20 with 9 minutes to go. But the style of the game, as Sean Kemp is enjoying a brief rest here, indicates everything for Seattle.
Well, the 3-point field goal, which was so prominent in that game, too, just hasn't really been here for either team today, Bill. Seattle 4 for 13, Houston 2 for 22.
And you have to wonder if we're starting to see a changing of the guard coming into this series, and really with every Seattle series that they've played the last couple of years, you have to look at Peyton and Kemp and say, hey, they're going to win or lose because of how great these individuals are.
And Sam Cassell missed the wide open layup and comes back to commit the foul. I mean, wide open layup.
And when they come in, when Peyton and Kemp come in here and are able to handle Akeem and Clyde Drexler, you just have to assume that, hey, they have taken the next step.
That foul was on Robert Horry, and that's his 5th. Sam Perkins. Drexler with the ball. 8.5 to play. Rockets down 20. And Akeem double team down in the corner. That whistle out front, blocking foul on Askew. We'll take this moment to remind you, coming up next, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between two of the biggest rivals in the NBA. Patrick Ewing and the Knicks try to even up their series. They battle Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Knicks and Bulls squaring off next as the NBA playoffs continue in prime time here on NBC.
The Bulls offense, like the Rockets, has struggled lately. Ellie's going to earn a trip to the line with a nice penetration.
Sounds foul number 11, Devin Shrimp. That is his 5th personal.
That's number 5 on Shrimp.
But the Bulls are starting to show signs like the Rockets have played today of individual offense. No longer teasing the opposition with the ball, with that great ball movement that we've come to expect from the Rockets. Jordan with 46 yesterday, Starks with 30 of his own, rebounding, significant edge to the Knicks. But the good balance scoring by the New York Knicks in that game, where really it was just Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan taking all the shots. That's a tough way to win the championship.
88-70.
Seattle has broken the press beautifully today. So many ball handlers, so many shooters.
Peyton out of the corner.
We asked the question coming into this series, I asked the question, where was Seattle going to go in crunch time for offense and points? And hey, they've gotten it from Peyton, from Kemp, and from Shrimp at will.
Sam Cassell with a 3. .15-point lead for Seattle.
Seattle, if they expect to win this game, cannot start playing the clock. They've got to keep attacking.
Drexler. And had it swatted away. Loose ball on the floor. And looks like a timeout called by Seattle.
But what great fans. They get within 15 and they're on the edge of their seats.
Great effort by Clyde Drexler. We have 6:57 to play.
This is for my man Sam. Sam I am, the Rocket Man. How could you stop it, man? 2 rings on my hand when I drop it in. Mr. Clef Double Deluxe, butter touch. 6'3" and mad tough. Nimble and crafty, just ask me, you can't pass me. The Mr. Buzzer Beater, the 24-second clock cheater. My jump is deeper than the creature in your late night feature. You just got took when I stood with no looks. Put the points in the books, leaving you stranded. It's the Reebok playoff bandit. This is my planet, Temp, baby.
Dr. Catherine Homrick cares for some very demanding patients in upstate New York.
I drive a lot. Some days I'll drive up to 300 miles a day to see my clients.
Fortunately, this veterinarian drives the reliable Mitsubishi Galant.
My Galant makes my life a lot easier. With the weather being unpredictable, it's real important that I have a dependable vehicle.
The Mitsubishi Galant, a car you can depend on, even when it's raining cats and dogs. The Galant from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
This is it, where brand new Miller beer begins. Where the hops grow that give new Miller beer its flavor. Because new Miller beer is brewed a totally new way, straight from the heart of the hops, for flavor unlike any other beer. Big flavor that goes down easy. We think so much of this new beer, we're just calling it who we are. Miller. Brand new Miller beer. Reach for what's out there.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by New Miller Beer, the brand new beer from Miller with big flavor that goes down easy. By the car you can depend on, the 1996 Mitsubishi Galant. And by Prudential, live well, make a plan, be your own rock.
It's been 39 years since the defending NBA champion was swept in a round that was anything but the final round. And with 6:57 to play and down 15, the Rockets are very much in danger of duplicating that feat. The fans on their feet.
Last year's Rocket run to the championship was the most impressive in terms of how far down they came, the first 6 seed to ever win a championship.
Oh, what a tap in. Sam Perkins.
They're giving the basket to Sam Perkins. I think it was Nate McMillan.
I thought it was too.
And McMillan comes out with a smashed up nose. He didn't even get 2 points for that.
It's the thanks of a grateful coach.
If the Rockets were going to win this year, it would have been even more difficult because of having to play the Lakers, which give the Rockets so much trouble. The Sonics, which have won so many games in a row against the Rockets.
90-76, Sonics by 14. 5:50 to play. As cue. And Sam Cassell going to be guilty of bodying Nate McMillan out of the lane. That's 4 on Cassell.
Seattle has kept playing. They keep moving without the ball, pushing to the offensive glass. Nate McMillan trying to get there. Sam Cassell obviously grabs him. Sam, it's his 3rd year in the league. Done nothing but win the championship.
He doesn't know an early exit from the playoffs.
One of my teammates in the early days of my career, Wally Walker, now the guy who's running the show for the Seattle Supersonics, the Sonics, excuse me. Wally's first 3 years in the league, 2 championships and 1 finals appearance with Portland and Seattle.
McMillan gets 1 out of 2, 91-76, 5:45 to play.
Some guys never really get an appreciation of just how difficult this can be to get all the way to the NBA championship.
Horry for 3 again. So after a drought of mammoth proportions, Robert Horry has hit 2 3-pointers. Payton. Saved by Horry. Drexler will go to the line. You know, it's unfortunate that it has taken this long for it to appear the Rockets are having some fun finally in this series.
Clyde Drexler's mother enjoying his effort, reveling in his success, which has got a long way to go for today, but his lifelong achievements just terrific as a college player here in Houston, his hometown. Comes back, a key factor in the team winning the championship last year.
Drexler with just 7 points today.
And but for the knee injury, but for a missed layup at the end of game 2, where would this series be today?
Rockets down 10, 91-81, 5 minutes to play. Fans come to their feet again, and out of bounds to Houston. You think they've given up on the season?
They believe. They have seen it before. This team has won 8 straight elimination games.
Cassell. And Olajuwon tied him up.
Houston is certainly within striking distance here. Seattle starting to play conservative basketball. You have to stick with what got you this good solid lead. Badly thrown ball, Reed jump.
Joey Crawford, a couple of demerits for him. George Karl has chosen a different view.
Well, one of the differences in George Karl is that he does sit down. He does not jump in everybody's face at every single play, much the way Phil Jackson does.
He's in Marcus Johnson's face over there.
He's blocking Marcus's view.
The broadcaster for the Sonics. Drexler. Oh, what a shot by Clyde Drexler. 8-point lead for the Sonics. Timeout. This will be a 20-second timeout.
Clyde Drexler trying to give his team one last chance. A chance to win 1 and then get up to Seattle and take game 5. Then it's 3-2. Then it's come back to Houston on Thursday. Who knows?
Rockets have outscored the Sonics. They've scored 15 of the last 18 points. We still have 4:33 on the clock.
I think the time works against Seattle at this point. The way the Rockets have come surging back, and the crowd now. This is the crowd we saw at the championship ceremony.
Coming up next, Game 4, Eastern Conference semis. Patrick Ewing and the Knicks, Michael Jordan and the Bulls. The Bulls lead it 2-1. They square off next. The NBA playoffs continue in prime time on NBC. And now, the Rockets will go to the full court.
Perkins can't move here. He can't get the ball inbound.
The steal by the Rockets. Ori for 3. 5-point lead for Seattle. Percy Hawkins. Perkins with the rebound. And Cassell says no. Bernie Fryer says yes. Foul is on Olajuwon.
The Rockets coming all the way back. The rebound to the weak side. Nobody puts any pressure on Sam Perkins at all. Looked like all ball on the block. Yes, Houston does have a complaint on that foul call, but you cannot allow Sam Perkins to stand in there unmolested. Robert Horry blocked out. Do something.
Perkins, good free throw shooter. Missed the first. Seattle led this game by as many as 20.
Kenny Smith, the consummate team player. Some games, everything, 27 last game, just 2 points today.
Missed them both. To play. Loose ball, picked off Olajuwon. Hit! .26 for Hakeem. Detlef Schrempf. And a whistle blows. And the foul is called. Mario Elie. Seattle is just 1 out of 8 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter.
And for the first time, Greg, the Sonics look rattled. This is the championship atmosphere that has developed in this building. The crowd standing and roaring, demanding a victory.
1 for 9 from the line in the fourth. for the Sonics. And 3:35 to play.
All of these games, with the exception of the Game 1 blowout, have come down to the final moments. Seattle has been superior in each case. Hakeem getting hammered on the way to the hoop.
And he'll go to the line.
Hakeem has done a fine job today of staying off that baseline. Remember in the Showtime opening, we talked about him stepping away and throwing those weak cross-court passes. He's coming to the middle. That's his game.
Foul number 5 on Kemp.
The treatment line.
Hakeem now 4 out of 7 from the line this afternoon. 4 for 8.
Nothing like 2 missed free throws to kill a rally.
Drexler on Schrempf. Schrempf, turnaround, got it. Detlef Schrempf. And Rudy Tomjanovich says timeout. We are just under 3 minutes to play. The Rockets trying to ride a tremendous comeback to stay alive in the postseason.
What are the steps to winning in the NBA Finals? Step 1, play hard. 2, drink Gatorade. 3, match the inside of your cap with the winning team and the number of games it takes them to win the finals. And win a bag full of cool stuff. There will be over 1 million winning caps.
Sweat it out. Don't just watch the finals. Play them.
Suggestion. Don't wear all the cool stuff at the same time.
If more top mechanics use one motor oil over any other brand in their own cars and trucks, maybe it's time you changed your oil. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
Announcing Goodyear's Race Days Tire Sale. Save up to 25% on all Goodyear Eagles and all Goodyear Wranglers. Other Goodyear tires from $19.99. Get to Goodyear and save. And ask about Infinite Tread with a lifetime Tread Life limited warranty.
Just what you need from the coupe that takes your breath away. More oxygen. Introducing the all-new Mitsubishi Eclipse convertible. It has quite an effect on drivers, too. The new Eclipse convertible. From Mitsubishi.
The U.S. Open, golf's ultimate challenge, where emotions run high, determination, desire, hope, disbelief, and sheer joy. This is the U.S. Open Championship, this June on NBC.
What kind of thoughts are going through the minds of the fans? How about that? What kind of thoughts are going through the Houston Rockets players' minds? Take a look at this. Champions don't go down easily.
Greg, it's what you live for. Your whole life, you prepare for this moment to get right there, to position yourself to move on toward that championship. The Rockets have been there. They've still got a chance.
2:50 to play. 94-88 Seattle. The Sonics have led by as many as 20. The lob for Hakeem. Batted out of bounds.
Still Rockets ball.
Just the quickest the Rockets have moved in the set offense in the entire series. They're finally putting some sort of doubt, maybe, in the minds of the Sonics.
Drexler, got it. 94-90 Seattle.
Seattle in the set offense.
Payton has to go back outside. Shot clock is at 4. Payton has to double clutch and hits it.
Where are they going to get their shots? Gary Payton, perfect balance right at the free throw line. In case there's a miss, they've got good defensive rotations to prevent the fast break. Horrible play by Robert Horry.
Horry lost it, and it's still Houston basketball.
Just too careless with the ball. Rudy Tomjanovich preaching about the sanctity of every possession.
We are under 2 minutes to play for the game. 6-point lead for Seattle. Drexler hard to the basket and got an offensive foul. That's 4 on Drexler.
Sam Perkins once again. The rotations defensively by the Sonics have been supreme. Clyde with that head down never really sees Perkins. Even though Clyde dribbles with his head down, it doesn't generally hurt him. That time it did.
1:45 to play.
Seattle needs to spread the floor here. Give Payton room to get to the hoop.
Shot clock is down to 5. Payton has to force. Oh my! 3-pointer with 1:32 to play. And what a shot by Gary Payton. That stretches Seattle's lead to 9 and takes the air out of Houston's balloon.
Some days you can't help thinking, man, it sure is easy to lose balls. Well, right now it's just as easy to find balls. Just look inside Michelob Golfer's 18 packs for a certificate good for free Ram Tour Balata LB golf balls, redeemable at participating pro golf discount stores or by mail. It's a great way to replenish your ball supply. As far as the rest of your equipment goes, you're on your own.
I come from the generation that always said, well, I'll be married, so I'll be taken care of. My goal in life was to be a beach bum. But at 50, I found myself alone, divorced. And I said, I'm going to open a ballet school. And it was wonderful. I took my money and invested it. I felt great. You know, it's a skill to manage life. You know, it scared the pajamas out of me.
Critics who haven't even seen it agree. You'll flick for Spy Hard. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend it.
That's a very powerful flamethrower.
3 thumbs up, way up. An instant classic, just add water. It's Leslie Nielsen's best performance since his last movie. Spy Hard. It's good till the last drop. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 24th.
Rockets come back on the floor, see if they can find an answer.
Gary Payton answers the call once again, steps back when you've got your offensive leader able to step back behind that line. And then a couple minutes ago, Detlef Schrempf taking it right at Clyde Drexler. Seattle's set offensive woes the last couple years certainly dispelled completely in this series.
Horry for 3. Comes up short, tapped around. Drexler chases it down in the corner. And did he call timeout? He did. He called timeout. And now let's see what happens. George Karl holding his players back.
George Karl's got a 9-point lead. He's got to calm down here.
Bernie Fryer going to come over and explain it.
Foul is called on Seattle's number 11.
And Detlef Schrempf can't believe the foul has been called on him.
The long rebound, the scramble right in front of the Sonic bench. Oh, that's a bad call.
There's the bump.
Clyde Drexler, he did not have balance there, Greg.
Trying to call timeout on his way out of bounds, and best of both worlds for the Rockets. They get to shoot free throws with no time running off the clock. Detlef gone for the day.
Good numbers, very solid 28 the last game, 18 today. But the big baskets for Detlef Schrempf. In the low post.
99-92, a minute 20 to play. Pressure in the backcourt.
Flash the offensive player into the middle. And then keep running. Don't wait for the ball to come to you.
8 on the shot clock as we come up on a minute to play in the game. Perkins for 3. And Drexler with the rebound.
Seattle has exploited the middle against Houston's press every time.
Horry for 3. Got it. 4-point game. Perkins and lost it in the middle. Out of the side. Robert Horry. A 1-point game.
Seattle needs a timeout. George Karl waving him up the court.
Payton to the baseline. Oh, shot by Payton along the baseline. Timeout with 15.6 to play. And Seattle by 3. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Dr. Catherine Homrick cares for some very demanding patients in upstate New York.
I drive a lot. Some days I'll drive up to 300 miles a day to see my clients.
Fortunately, this veterinarian drives the reliable Mitsubishi Galant.
My Galant makes my life a lot easier. With the weather being unpredictable, it's real important that I have a dependable vehicle.
The Mitsubishi Galant, a car you can depend on, even when it's raining cats and dogs. The Galant from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
I'm going to Wendy's for a sandwich on a toasted bun. Wendy's spicy chicken. I gotta get one, gotta get one, gotta get one.
To satisfy that craving, Wendy's spicy chicken is now available every day.
Thank you for my chicken.
That's one happy dude.
This Mother's Day, give the gift of a lifetime. Beautiful skin from Oil of Olay. No moisturizer this light and graceless leaves skin softer. That's why more women use it. For a lifetime of beautiful skin.
The NBA is at your fingertips at NBA.com. You have the computer, you've accessed the internet, now log on to NBA.com for all you want to know about the NBA. Interact live in chat sessions with NBA players. See and hear great plays in the NBA theater. And check out postseason action in the exclusive playoff section. NBA.com. Log on and get connected to the NBA.
3 points. The Rockets looking to force a Game 5 and stay alive in the postseason. Seattle looking for the 4-game sweep.
Greg, Robert Horry has to be the man. Clyde Drexler with some penetration to create for Horry. Horry in the fourth quarter, 5 for 6 from behind the line. 15 fourth quarter points on nothing but threes.
Sonics have never swept a playoff series. This is the 33rd in their franchise history. Drexler, Olajuwon, Horry, Mario Elie, Sam Cassell on the floor for the Rockets.
The way Robert Horry's shooting threes, Seattle may want a foul. He's making a foul shooting contest down the stretch.
Olajuwon outside, Cassell for the tie. The Houston Rockets have never led in this game, but they have come all the way back to tie with 4.1 to play. We'll come back for the last 4 seconds after this word from your local station.
NBC Tuesday, all new must-see TV. On Third Rock, hey, how's that blood pressure? Then on Wings, it's Casey's long-lost husband, John Ritter. No! And all Seattle loves Frasier. Well, except for Antonio from Wings. Frasier can change that. Plus, Laura Kett runs for senator.
I will now take questions.
All new NBC Tuesday.
Say